congratulations. I think you're one of the few people in the UFC to knock someone out twice in one fight.
Yeah, apparently that happened, so I got to rewatch the fight. So, yeah.
Were you surprised that he didn't stop at the end of the first?
A little bit, but, I couldn't land clean shots even when I was in mount. So I really didn't expect him to stop it with that. If he was going to stop it at the end of the first, it would have been before I got that position.
Is there a moment at the end? I mean, now you say that you weren't expecting him to stop it, but is there an adrenaline dump after the end of the first? You're like, I nearly had him, and you have to sort of get your health back into the fight?
Absolutely, yeah. I've spoken about this before. That's something that I work on constantly, is to, and on my inner self, is to not, have that adrenaline dump, to get my emotions so high on high expectations for the finish that I lose everything with my adrenaline dump, and then I end up getting finished, or I end up losing a fight.
At the beginning of the second round, you flipped him off.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the fight, we touched gloves, it was cool, and then he started pulling at me with his fingers open, and he scraped my eyes a little bit. Now, obviously, it wasn't warranted enough there was an eye poke, but he's starting to scrape my eyes. I said, nah, this fucking dude, he's going to start doing some stupid stuff, because, I was connecting, I was landing, so he knew he was going to lose. So I just got a little upset and flipped him off. So
you think he was trying to just sort of resort to that to maybe give himself a break?
Maybe give himself a break, because even in between the first and the second, he was just standing there, and he's wobbling before the second round started. So I was like, and even then I was talking shit even to myself. I don't know if it was on the camera, you could see it, but I'm like, he's done, he's done. So yeah, that's something I have to keep my emotions in check, especially with fighting in front of crowds now.
You had Paul Felder wanting to jump in there and fight on your behalf at some point.
Really? So
on the commentary,
I'll have to play it back.
So I'm retired, but I'm not done from street fighting.
There you go. Well, thank you, Paul. I appreciate that for the back on that.
I know, we'll get to the names in a second, but when exactly would you like to fight again? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. It always seems that whenever I fight, I always scrape the toe off the top of my big toe, scrape the skin off the top of my big toe. So just got to let that heal, and then besides that, it's just getting my brother ready for his fight next week, and we'll see how I feel tomorrow morning when I wake up. What kind of aches and bruises I have, but as long as I'm fully healthy, I'm ready to go. Is
it worse fighting yourself or watching your brother fight?
Absolutely, watching my brother fight. I hate that. I absolutely hate it. But this is a career path that we both do. It's something that we're obviously backing each other on, and once he makes that walk, I'll be right there beside him making the walk.
Recently, you've been fighting a couple of the older guys. I was wondering, is that something you want to continue on, or maybe another younger guy like Tom Aspinall? Both of you are on the rise up.
Yeah. So I don't care who I fight. I fully expect the UFC and their marketing geniuses to keep me and Tom away from each other for a little bit, because of we're both rising contenders. We both have title shot implications in all of our fights, and we have those goals. So I fully expect to fight Tom. I expect to fight Tom at a later time as opposed to a sooner date. I expect him to take care of a couple other guys. I'll take care of another 2 or 3 guys, and then whenever the whole mess up at the top figures itself out, I'll fight Tom for the number 1 contender spot on who came out on top, whether that be well, no, not even John Jones anymore, because he just got locked up. So yeah, I'm not allowed to bring that up. Sorry, I can't bring that up. But no, so whether it's Francis or Gan or Stipe, doesn't matter to me.
I actually think he's out of jail now.
Oh, well, all right. Sorry, John.
But this might be big words, but do you see you and Tom as the future of this division?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Cyril, myself, and Tom. In no particular order. I think we're just the new blood. I think that Tom is a super athletic guy. He's a part of the new breed of heavyweights, as am I, and so is Cyril. So, they keep matching us up with kind of the old guard, and we're just picking them off. And if that's what the UFC has plans for, we'll do that. I don't see Tom turning down any kind of fights, and I'm not the one to turn down a fight. So if the UFC wants us to clear out the division that way, we'll clear out the division, and I'll fight him for the number 1 contender spot.
Congratulations, Lewin.
Thank you.
Right. Why do you always scrape the top of your toe in every fight?
I don't know. It's because I'm defending sprawls. The canvas is like sandpaper out there. I guess it's I get my foot to the ground properly, and then it just never heals, because then I'm usually right back to training. And then I'll have a Band-Aid and some tape on it, or I'll wear a wrestling shoe, but it just never seems to heal.
And speaking of the fight specifically, that left hook that dropped him, the kind of snapping hook, is that a technique you knew you could take advantage of in this fight specifically, or do you just see it in the moment and capitalize on it?
No, yeah, this is definitely something that we planned on. My coach, Will Martinez, was calling for it. So he was saying touch the body, come back up with the left hook. He's very good at throwing his left hooks, especially throwing his left hook to the body or coming back up top. But I'm just, as you can see, I'm just a little bit better at it.
And speaking of the names that you called out,
Yep.
when Tom won his last fight, he called out, I think it was Blagoy, because he wants to slowly make his way up.
Yeah.
You just called out Stipe right away, which
Yeah.
probably he's like, I think, what, 1 or 2 in the division. So do you want that just catapult up the rankings, or do you want that slow climb?
Doesn't matter to me. I really don't care. I mean, to me, when I'm fighting someone in there, it doesn't. There's no name. There's no face to that. It's just a body. They can give me the number 15 guy. It doesn't matter. The end result is going to be the same. Not to sound cocky or whatever, but I'm just confident in my ability and confident in my team that I have in my corner every single time I make that walk. That no one is going to be able to compete with us, and no one's going to be able to compete with me when I stand in there.
And I think we all understand why you would want to fight Stipe, like
Yeah.
former champion. There's
Absolutely.
a storyline between the policeman
Yeah.
and the firefighter. But why the other names you called out specifically?
Just because they're the only ones that I know of off topic who have actually fights. So, like, the other people I know is, so you got Rosenstrike Blades, you got Volkov and Tabor. I don't think Sakai has a fight. And then I'm kind of like, I really don't think anybody else. Obviously, like the top 5, well, top 4, they're kind of all in like a little log jam with everything going on with the belts and who's fighting who and all that. So we'll see.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chris, quick one.
Yep.
Obviously, just policemen, firemen, obviously a great service to
Absolutely.
the public. But I do know there is a bit of friendly rivalry. Can you just
Yeah.
talk about how you would imagine the two communities, how they would handle you versus Stipe?
That would absolutely sell out a T-Mobile arena. That would absolutely sell out a Lincoln Financial Field. It would sell out pretty much any arena that's open. Just announce firefighters versus cops, and you're guaranteed to sell that out. I'll have half the Philadelphia Police Department coming, and I'm sure he'll have half of the Cleveland, Fire Department coming. So if the UFC wants to make a boatload of money, they should probably do that.
Can you talk a little bit, are there community, police versus firemen, basketball, football,
Yep.
you guys get into?
Absolutely, yeah. So in Philadelphia, they have a boxing match, like a boxing event every year. Firefighters versus cops. It's not just Philadelphia cops. It'll be state troopers or anyone around. Generally, the firefighters do well strictly because they don't do anything besides sit around and eat and work out compared to the cops. But yeah, so yeah. Stipe, whenever you want to fight, just let me know. No, but yeah, it's a great thing. And then they have like basketball games and football games, and like it's called the Blue Flame. It's the semi-pro football team for the Philadelphia Police Department. They play New York firefighters, New York cops, all that. They go across the country. It's great.
Is it true you recently celebrated a birthday?
Tonight's my birthday.
Congratulations. Celebrate.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Will do. Thank you.